Jai Jinendra. So I'm making co-host. Whom should I make co-host?
Jai Jinendra, Rajeshi, you can make the other screen that I have, the Darshit Shah screen share as co-host.
Fine. मंगलमय मंगल करण वीतराग विज्ञान नमो ताहि जाते भये अरिहंतादि महान करि मंगल करि हो महा ग्रंथ करण को काज जाते मिले समाज सब पावे निज पद राज. So we are into chapter 3 of Moksha Marg Prakashak, and it deals with the misery of this mundane existence from 3 points of view. First one was the karmic bondage point of view. The second one was the modification point of view, where we discussed the misery of one sensed being, then 2 to 5 sensed being, then rational 5 sensed being, and under that we had covered miseries of infernal state, hellish being, and the second one was the subhuman state or the Tiriyanch Gati. Now the third in the sequence is miseries of human state of existence, page number 92. So I have given page numbers of each lecture. So anybody wants to refer that particular part, they can refer to those lectures. And Darshiji, you keep on updating that chart, right?
Sorry, which chart is this?
I shared few days ago, no? Lecture 1, lecture 2, lecture 3, like that.
Oh, okay. I saw it, but I wasn't sure what it was. Yeah, okay, I know what you're saying. Sure.
Yeah. So you keep
Okay.
updating on. Already 8 have been updated. Now 9, now today's, we are starting from page number 92. Okay. So
Yeah.
whatever we cover today, you just update it. That will be easy for others to check it out. If someone is missing some lecture, they can always catch up like that.
Sure.
So today we will be starting with miseries of human state of existence, and then miseries of celestial beings. This will end our topic of miseries from the point of view of modification. Now, the third topic that we are going to start today is general characteristics of miseries, and under that, 4 kinds of desire. Very, very important topic. Okay. So that will be starting today, and we'll be finishing that tomorrow. And of course, then we will be finishing this chapter also, maybe not tomorrow, then next week. Okay, so we begin with miseries of human state of existence, page number 92. So Jayashree, Rajeshri ji, you read.
Miseries of human state of existence. In the human state of existence, innumerable jeeves are labdhi, aparya, apra, apra, I'm not getting that.
Aparyaptas, undeveloped souls.
Aparyaptas,
Keeps about
undeveloped soul.
Yeah.
And those are samuchans,
Spontaneously generated, right?
Yeah. The span of life age is just 1/18th part of the time of one respiration. And many of the jeeves, after coming into the mother's womb, die in a very short period. Their potentiality does not get manifested. Their miseries are to be known similar to those of one sense beings, and other specialities are also found which are to be known accordingly. The beings of uterine birth are born after living for some period in the womb. Their miseries have been described earlier from the karmic bondage point of view. All that description is possible for human beings of uterine birth. or it should be known similar to that of Tyrians as described earlier. The special point is that there in the human being some particular power is found. The kings, etc., have more rise of Sata karma, and the Kshatriyas have the rise of high family status, determining karmas also, and the association of wealth, relatives, kith and kin, etc., is found particularly. Or the distress of womb state, etc., are known clearly. As a worm is generated in phases, similarly the jiva is born in the womb, forming his body out of the union of sperm and ovum. There is a growth of knowledge, etc., and of body takes place gradually. The pain of staying in the womb is extreme. There one completes the period in the contracted form and procumbent state, with hunger and thirst feeling, etc. When he comes out of the womb, then he suffers great misery in childhood. Some people say that in childhood misery is less. It is not so, but due to weak power, it is not manifested. Afterwards, the miseries of indulging in business, etc., and satisfying the passional desires, etc., get manifested. The perturbation caused due to the agreeable and disagreeable feelings continue persisting, and in old age, he becomes languid, and then he becomes extremely unhappy. These miseries are evidently seen happening. What more should be stated? One who does not recognize the evidently happening miseries of human life, how would he like to listen to their description? Someone by chance meets with the rise of somewhat sata, auspicious prakritis, and that too is full of perturbance, and the ranks of the personage, like Tirthankars, etc., are not attained without attaining the path of liberation. Thus, in the human life, miseries alone exist. Shall I continue, sir?
Yes, one more paragraph.
In human life, if someone wishes to make effort for benefaction, then he can do so. For example, the root and the top insipid portions of the worm eaten sugarcane are not at all worth suckling, and the middle pieces being worm eaten are also not worth sucking. If someone greedy of taste spoils them, he is free to do so. But if those are sown, then many sugarcanes will be produced. Many sugarcanes will be produced out of them, and their taste also will be very sweet. Similarly, the childhood and the old age of human life are not worth enjoying, and the middle age is full of disease and distresses. Happiness cannot be there. If someone greedy of carnal pleasures spoils it, he is free to do so. But if it is used in the observance of religious conduct, then he will attain a very high spiritual status. Their high degree of imperturbable happiness is found. Hence, here, in this human birth, one should make effort for self-benefaction and should not lose it in vain under the delusion of happiness.
So you see how important is this human life. And just because after going into one senses, two senses, three senses, four senses, then five senses without mind, and then ultimately getting five sense with mind. So all the four state of existence are there with five sensed rational beings, like, but human is the most important, and this is where you can put in your efforts. Although right belief can be achieved in all the four state of existence, but human life is better suited to get into this kind of knowledge and religion. Okay. So, but this human life is again is having its own miseries. Of course, the other, compared to other three state of existence, human life is better, because here is a chance you to manifest right belief. You have a chance to manifest Keval Gyan, omniscience knowledge, and getting liberated. So whoever gets liberated through human life only, and that too with male uh, male species. Okay. So this human life is very important, but here again, there are some undeveloped souls, they die before the full development. So I've shared few clips about the undeveloped souls and the developed souls. Okay, so you can just go through it. Uh, it's not in English, but it is in Hindi. So it has not been translated in English right now, but it is in the process. So maybe by the time we reach 7th Sem, that is where we are going to study that Tattvart Sutra. And the clips that I've shared is from the Gomatsar that we have in 10th semester. So I think by that time, English version will be also available, but now it's Hindi is available. So I shared it. There you can see that many a times we have taken human birth, but before getting to the developed state, like within 48 minutes, the time the soul comes into the mother's womb, and within 48 minutes only he dies. Okay, so this way our human life has been wasted many a times. And again, after getting the birth, remaining in the mother's womb for 9 months. Okay, and again, there are chances that you may not get the birth at all. In the womb only, the child dies. And then some gets birth also, and then they die. So it is very rare to have a complete life. So that is what the we should understand the importance of this human life and the associations that we have got, by our previous good deeds and by our destiny. We have got all the good things in life right now, uh, which are conducive to our path of liberation. So now just putting in bit of efforts, you will elevate yourself to a different level only, where you will be able to manifest happiness in all situations if you acquire this knowledge, and that's why we are studying. So many jivas die in the mother's womb, then many come out and then they die, and those miseries are similar to one sense being and the uh, other specialties that are found. The special point here is that human beings, some particular type of power is found. The kings have more rise of Satavedniya, and the Kshatriyas have the high family status. So by and large, all the human life, they have got some kind of comfort zone in their life, because getting human life is still very rare, and just because you have done some good deeds in a real life, and uh, the auspicious karmas that you have bound, you have got all the good associations in this life. So by and large, most of the human have uh, good associations, but you can use it for your spiritual development, or you can use it in the satisfying the carnal desires. So very good example is given. Before that, coming to that example, we will just understand the principle that so in the life of in human life, in the first phase, that is as a childhood, there are great miseries. First of all, when you are born, uh, when you are in the womb, you are in procumbent state, right? Yeah, procumbent state. That means usually our head is on the upper side and legs are on the downside. But while you are in womb, your leg is on the upper side and head is on the lower side. So in Hindi we call it onde muh. Onde muh latakta hai. 9 months he has to pass like this, and with hunger and thirst feeling. It's not that when you feel hungry, mother will drink water, or she will eat something, right? So that is again, there is misery over there. Then when he comes out of the womb, then he suffers from great misery in childhood. Some people say that in childhood misery is less. It is not so. But due to weak power, it is not manifested. Now, 2 months child, he is having some problem, but he is not able to express it. So how do you know it? But still the miseries are there. That is a different thing, that the child are very innocent. The worries are less, but then they have different kind of problems. Okay. Afterwards, the miseries, when he grows up, afterwards, the miseries of indulging in business and satisfying the passional desires, those gets manifested. And when he attains the old age, then he becomes languid. Languid means very weak, weak from illnesses. Is our old age has many kinds of illness that is associated with the old age. You know, the organs start functioning less and less. So there are chances most of the time we will see that there is an organ failure among the old age. So that is the time that we all understand that it is the time to live this life, human life. So before that, if you are able to channelize all your energy and whatever intellect you have got, then you can make wonders in life, like the example that is coming up. So all this life cycle, the kid, then the adulthood, and then the old age, all we can very well see it around us. So there is nothing to be described about that. One who does not recognize the evidently happening miseries of human life, how would he like to listen to their description? Okay. So one who does not recognize that there are many kinds of miseries in human life, he will not be ready to listen to their description. Someone by chance meets with the rise of somewhat sata, auspicious prakritis, that too is full of perturbance. Perturbance means wrong faith. And the ranks of the personages like Tirthankar, etc., are not attained without attaining the path of liberation. Thus, in the human life, miseries alone exist. So those are Tirthankar. Who becomes a Tirthankar? One who has attained the path of liberation. They only become Tirthankar. And what we are here discussing is not the enlightened soul, the soul who are ignorant. We are discussing the miseries of the mundane existence who are ignorant. Okay. So they have got all kinds of miseries. Now the example. So the whole life cycle of a human life has been described, that it starts with the childhood, the miseries of childhood, and then when he gets adult, then the carnal desire and the sensual desires are always there, and he indulges in business, and most of the time is spent over there. And by the time he gets old age, he gets the wisdom that uh, all these things are not uh, cause of my happiness. The time he realizes he already is old, so at that point of time the grasping capacity also decreases. So mostly people say that religion is to be done when we get old. It is not that. The younger you are, the more chances of your picking up, because your grasping power is good. As you age, your grasping power decreases, your strength decreases, your confidence also sometimes decreases. So the best time is while you are young, and that's why we take utmost care to get our kids into Pathshala and understand the religion. And those 6-7 years before they attend class 9, because by the time they reach class 9, the parents are focused on the career. So he has lot of load for studying. So that time they don't attend the Pathshala. But before that, they have a good time. Every week there is a Pathshala in almost all the temples. And that is the place where, our all initial impressions are developed there only, and that shapes our character and destiny. So then this adulthood and then the old age. Now this example of sugar cane has been given, that in a sugar cane, some sugar canes are, worm eaten or rotten, and the root and the top insipid portions. Okay. The root and the top insipid. Insipid means tasteless, फीका जिसको हम बोलते हैं ना फीका. So that part is not worth eating, and the middle part is also not worth eating. So if that is rotten, sugar cane are not at all worth sucking from that part, and the middle pieces being worm eaten are also not worth sucking. So if someone is greedy of taste, spoils them, he is free to do. Spoils them, he eats it, and he doesn't like it and he throws it, right? So, but the sugar cane has been spoiled. But if those are sown, if he doesn't eat it and he realizes that these are all rotten, and if he sows them in the field, then many sugar canes will be produced out of them, and their taste will also be very sweet. It is not that this is rotten, so the crop that comes out of it will also be rotten. It is not like that. The roots are quite okay, so that root will give rise to many sugar canes. Similarly, the childhood and the old age of human life are not worth enjoying, because childhood, don't have that understanding what is important for you, what is not. Mostly it goes in playing and indulging in other sensual pleasures. And the old age, you understand everything, you have the wisdom, but you don't have the strength and the capacity to grasp, so memories also fade. Lot of problems in old age, and plus some disease or the other disease are always there. So those who are very in good health, they are the luckiest of the few, but by and large, people are having some kind of illness or the other and live with old age. But the kind of life, the complexities of life that we are having right now, even people crossing the age of 40, the disease start coming out. Somebody is have high pressure, some have heart problem, some have acidity. It is said that there are how many? 1 crore 96 diseases in this human body. It is because of our Sata Uday, pleasure, feeling karma, that we are not suffering from any of the diseases. But the body is full of diseases. The moment your Sata goes off and Asata comes in, okay, these diseases crops up and it makes your life very miserable. So the childhood and old age are not worth enjoying, and the middle age is full of diseases and distresses, tension, stress. Biggest cause now, the biggest cause of misery has become the stress. Everyone is stressed up, and the stress is because of the cause of desires, expectations, and those expectations are ruining our happiness. So today I was reading in the newspaper that now the corporates are engaging chief of happiness. They've created a post in the HR itself, chief of happiness. So HR takes care of the other things, but the mental stress that the employees goes through, for them, they have to appoint a chief of happiness. A post has been created. And so if you are taking those certificates from the Bangalore University, then after completing the studies, you will also be eligible for those kind of engagements, jobs, So the scope has opened up. Every third person is having some mental problem. And in country like India, people don't go to the doctor even if they have a mental problem, because they think it's to be taboo. In the West, it is all very mandatory to have a routine checkups, and they assess everything from mental health to physical health and all. So we don't have such systems here. And even some know that they have some mental problem, still they don't go to the doctor, and the problem aggravates, and then they have to take very high dose of medicines, and so mental problem is on the rise. And after the COVID, it has risen like anything. If you go to any psychiatrist, you will see big line. So psychiatrists are less and the patients are more. And I happened to go, I took a relative, she was suffering from some mental problem, and she was in severe depression. So I just helped them to go there. His husband was also there. Her husband was also there. So there are so many patients, one psychiatrist and so many patients, around 50 patients were there at that point of time. And so this is all, it's not that something has happened to the body, it's just because of the stress and the not understanding the religion that you are having tension. And here, if you understand this, you will not have expectation. You know that there is no happiness in sensual pleasures. So you will be saved from so many things, and all your energy will be diverted in understanding yourself. And if you have understood it, you have realized the right belief, self-realization, then you will indulge in self-meditation. That is the chief cause of happiness. So you see, little bit of wisdom, little bit of intellect, and little bit of understanding will make your life very happy. And if you are not doing that, then of course you are going to suffer. So if someone greedy of carnal pleasures, there is no pleasure there in any of the senses, right? But if someone greedy of carnal pleasures spoils it, he is free to do so. Nowadays, this Instagram and Facebook and all the social medias, people are not finding time, to talk to their spouse also. Everyone is busy on the mobile. Even if you go to a park, a couple is sitting there, both are on their own mobile. They don't have time to speak to each other. And that's why there are stress in their marriage life also, and stress in relationship also. So the problem is increasing day by day. And so the philosophers, those who are studying philosophy as a career right now, are in very good place to cater all this demand for mental, not mental, but uh, psychologist. Psychiatrist is a different category itself. Those are doctors who recommend medicines, but the psychologist try to make them understand and try to counsel them. So that is very high on demand now. So the corporates are also engaging these people, motivational people and all, to motivate their employees, because if they are under depression, they will not be able to perform their duties, and it's a loss to the company. So they don't mind paying few lakhs, few crores rupees, big corporates, and they engage these people full time, and they select few batches, few departments at a time, and usually every 2 months, 3 months, all have a session, and a very nicely crafted syllabus they have, and they go through those modules one after the other. And then they have also exams for those, to check what they have understood. So it is all very systematic, and it's gaining very much importance now. So mental health is a problem that every third person in the world is being affected. And in India also it is the same, but they don't go to doctors immediately. That is the problem. So our knowledge of this fundamentals helps us in overcoming all these problems. And here our punya is also increasing. So by and large, we are in a very good space as a human. So if someone greedy of carnal pleasure spoils it, he is free to do so, but it is used in but if it is used in the observance of religious conduct, then he will attain a very high spiritual status. So what is this high spiritual status? Getting the right belief, it begins with that, and getting liberated, it ends there. That is our story. All the stories, all the characters in our Pratman Yoga are about those people only who start like us, and then they attain right belief, and then they attain omniscience knowledge, and then they get liberated, and that is where the story ends. Their high degree of imperturbable happiness is found. Hence, here in this human birth, one should make effort for self-benefaction and should not lose it in vain under the delusion of happiness. So you see the importance of human life. It is very rare to get, and those who have got this human life, if they don't use it for self-benefaction, then that auspicious karma will also be destroyed, and he will not get another chance. So this is the chance that we have, and we should grab this opportunity with both hands and make our life very blissful. Now coming on to the last, the miseries of celestial beings. Usually it is being said that the Devlok are the luckiest one. These celestial beings are the luckiest one. They have got all the facilities of indulging in sensual pleasures. Okay. And there are very little hindrances there. Of course, that is with there are 4 kinds of celestial beings, you know. The lower 3, the Bhavanvasi, residential, the peripatetic, Vyantar, and the stellar, Jyotishka. These are very low category of celestial beings, and they don't have so much of good associations in their life. But the one, they are heavenly gods, Vaimanik Devs, they are having very less passion, and their power is also of a very good level. So their miseries are less, but all the other 3 have got a very high level of misery. And the right believer is always the Vaimanik Devs. They have the capability to manifest the right belief. But there is a limitation, because you cannot abstain from those sensual pleasures there. So you can go up to 4th stage of spiritual development only. But in human life, you can get to the 5th stage, you can get to the 7th stage also, 6th, 7th stage also, and become a monk also. And if you are a female one, you go up to the 5th stage, which is the Arjika. So these are the advantages of a human life. But generally people believe that Devlok, the celestial beings, are the most happiest. But it is not that. There is only one particular category who is having good associations and good things, but the others are still very miserable. So we will read about this miseries of celestial beings. I have just given an introduction, but we will read it in detail. So, Darshit ji.
Okay. In the celestial state of existence, the power of knowledge, etc., is somewhat more than the others. They have false belief about the tattvas due to perverse faith. Their passions are somewhat feeble. The passions of the residential, Pavanavasi, the peripatetic, Vyantar, and the stellar, Jyotiska, orders of celestial beings are not very feeble, and their upyog, active consciousness, is very fickle. They possess some power also, so they indulge in the acts of passions, keep engrossed in the frolicsome acts and carnal pleasures, and due to that restlessness, they are only unhappy. And heavenly gods, Vaimanics of higher and higher orders, have decreasingly less passion, and the power is increasingly more. Hence, due to decrease in restlessness, anguish also decreases. Here in the celestial beings, the anger and pride passions are found, but the motivating cause is less. So the acts of those passions are not predominant. The lower class of devas, celestial beings, are found indulging in causing harm and humiliating others due to frolicksomeness, etc. But this type of behavior is found in lesser measure in the higher class of devas, Vaimanics. It is not predominant, and the causes of deceit and greed passion are found there. That is why the acts of those passions are predominant. As such, the acts of deceiving, desiring the objects of sensual pleasures, etc., are chiefly found in them. These acts too are found in lesser measure in higher and higher devas. Further, the motivating causes of laughter, liking, cozy passions, are found in greater measure. Hence, the acts of these passions are predominant. And the causes of disliking, sorrow, fear, disgust, cozy passions are less. Hence, the acts of these passions are not predominant. And the rise of female sex passion and male sex passion is also found, and the cause of dalliance is also present. So they enjoy copulation. These passions too are feeble in the higher and higher devas. The sexual desire is absent in the Ahamindras, self-gods, due to feebleness of sex passion. In this way, the celestial beings too have passions, and anguish is caused by the passions only. And as the degree of passions in devas is of lesser measure, accordingly the degree of misery is also less. That is why they are said to be happy in comparison to others. In spiritual sense, the passions are alive, hence they are only unhappy. In Vednya karma, the rise of Sata Vednya is more. There also it is less in the three residential, peripatetic, and stellar classes of devas, and is found in increasingly greater measure in higher and higher Vaimanics, heavenly gods. The association of favorite state of body, goddessness, wives, palaces, etc. is found there, and rarely due to some reason, somewhat rise of Asata Vednya is also found. It is found somewhat manifested also in the lower classes of devas, but it is not found manifested more apparently in the higher class of devas. And Ayu, lifetime, is very long. The minimum lifetime is 10,000 years and maximum is 31 sagas. Without attaining the right path of liberation, no one can have more Ayu, lifetime, than this. So for such a long period, they, the devas, remain engrossed in the carnal pleasures, and the rise of all punya, auspicious prakritis of nam karma, like Devagati, etc., is found there. Hence are the causes of happiness. And in Gotra karma, there exists the rise of Ucha Gotra only, hence they hold respectable position. Thus, owing to the speciality of the rise of Punya karmas, they possess the association of agreeable things, and due to rise of passions, the carnal desire is found. Therefore, they are found engrossed in enjoying them. But the desire is excessively more, therefore they do not become happy. The higher class of devas possess the rise of highest degree of punya, auspicious karmas, and the passion is extremely feeble. Nevertheless, the absence of desire is not found in them also. Therefore, in spiritual sense, they are assuredly unhappy. In this way, everywhere in the world, only miseries and miseries are found. Here ends the description of miseries from the modifications, Paryai's point of view.
So generally it is said that the celestial beings are having many kinds of sensual pleasures, particularly they would have many devangnas, many wives, the goddesses. So that is the general impression. But the three kinds of, as we have seen here, that the lower category of three celestial beings, the residential, the peripatetic, and the stellar, they have very, very less good associations, and their passions are very high. So they are uh, suffering from miseries only. And because they are engrossed in this frolicsome acts. What is this frolicsome acts? It is called kotuhal. So they have this curiosity to know, and they are also very playful kind of people. So they keep on harming each other, and uh, even they can go up to third hell, you know, and they go there and make those hellish beings to fight with each other by telling them that in your previous birth he had done this to you and that. So these are the lower categories of three um, celestial beings that they indulge in such kind of things. Vyantar, you already know that somebody coming in body of some people, and then he or she starts acting, behaving differently. The voice also changes. In one of the case I read in the newspaper long back, maybe 20 years ago. So there was this illiterate people in a village, and there this Vyantar, peripatetic celestial being, will come in his body, and he starts talking in English. That fellow doesn't know English at all, and he starts talking in English. So that is the uh, soul, the other soul that has come into his body and is harming that fellow. So these kind of acts you all know and must have experienced also. But now, as the fifth era progresses, there will be less of Vyantar coming here. So they have this kind of frolicsome acts, the playfulness, or what you call, these kids play prank, no? So they get indulged in those kind of activities. The higher one, the Vaimanics Dev, heavenly gods of higher and higher orders, have decreasingly less passion, and the power is increasingly more. Hence, due to decrease in restlessness, anguish also decreases. So they are relatively happy, but still they have their kind of problems. So the major passion is the sex passion, and because of that, they indulge in act of copulation with the goddesses. And when their life is at end, 6 months ago, they have a garland in their neck, and that starts fading away, मुरझा जाता है, माला मुरझा जाती है, and that is the time they know that now all these their pleasures will go away. And because of that, in the last 6 months, they are worrying so much that my pleasures will go away, my pleasures will go away. And in that case, they bind many auspicious karmas. And because of that, from celestial being, they end up getting a life in one sense being. Just imagine. So these are all very temporary good phases of life. But after that, they again go back to the one sensed being. So Darshiji, you have some question?
Yeah, basically, I wanted to ask, when you talk of these devas,
Yeah.
are they, when you talk of celestial being, is that the same as being in Swarg?
Yes, Swarg. So
Swarg,
initially
yeah.
there are 16 Swargs, So the Vaimanik Dev, they are into the higher level of Swargs, and the other three, they are in the lower levels of Swarg. So as you move up to the ladder of, there are 16 categories of Swarg. So the passions decreases, and the objects of pleasures also increases, and the higher levels, they are very good kind of celestial beings, and they they get a chance to understand this knowledge, and they might manifest right belief also. So those are higher levels. And after the 16 heavens, there are 9 Gravyak. After that, there is 9 Anuddish. And after that, there is Sarvat Siddhi, 5 Sarvat Siddhi. So 9 Gravyak, above that 9 Anudisht Viman. So it's again a kind of aeroplane only. And then there is 5 Sarvat Siddhi.
Sir, sir, 1 minute, sir. 5 Panchanitatram, 5 Vimanas. That one is highest is Sarva Siddhi.
Yeah, highest is Sarvat Siddhi.
No, Vijay, Ajay, that different name.
Ah.
5 Panchanitatram is called.
So Amindra is one of the categories there.
Yes,
and,
yes.
And they don't have
Sarvada
sexual.
Siddhi, as you said, it is the highest one nearer to the Saudar Mandra,
Yeah.
him.
So the
He is
sexual
big.
desire is absent in the Ahimindras due to
Yes,
feebleness of
100%.
sex passion, and they don't have goddesses also. So those are very good kind of souls there.
Almost Ek Bhavdari, sir.
And yeah, Ek Bhavdari. And they discuss about religion only for a long period of 33 sagar, you know. So those who have manifested right belief, their life could be 33 sagars maximum. And those who have not manifested, their maximum life would be 31 sagars. Okay. Minimum is 10,000 years. So all these 33 sagar, they only do discussion on religion only, and still their discussion doesn't end. So that much they discuss there, and they mostly are, as Sasikala ji said, they are one life. After one life, they will get liberated.
And Pancha Pandavas, no, Nakul Sakadev, there in the Sarvat.
They got into Sarvat Siddhi.
Sir, also I read, sir, in our Gemage and all that course, every Samay, the discussion will be the different one. That Atma,
so
not the same
they
one.
discussed about the different qualities of a soul.
Yes, every
and
Samay,
their
the different one.
They keep on discussing for 33 sagar, and still they don't come
yeah,
to
they
an
will not
end.
repeat.
Yeah.
There is no repetition.
And there are so many infinite attributes in ourselves that if they discuss also for 33 sagar, that doesn't come to an end.
Yes, exactly.
So the celestial beings.
So, sir, they are very short. 1.5 that white color, that one. Just tell them.
What?
Thick nose are very shortest one. Just a arm length, and they were Shweta color. They are Devatas. That Sarvada Siddhi Devatas.
They are of white color, as you are saying.
White color, and the shortest one. They are 1.5 arms length.
Acha.
Yes, sir. Good. Read it. It will be very interesting.
Yes. So that is there in Tattvat Sutra, I think. Right? All this description. So, but I think it's not there in our syllabus. So anyways, so these are all sensual pleasures only. It is not that something that comes in the path of liberation. But still, if you bind more auspicious karma, chances are that you will get this celestial being life, and that also in very high stage. Yeah, Priyanka ji.
Muni Dasha is required for IELTS.
Yes.
So, sir, I think like this was my question, that to get, so liberation doesn't happen only in the human birth. It can happen even from the celestial being.
No. Celestial being cannot go beyond 4th stage.
So we just said like Nakul and Sahadev, they are in
So they are now there. So the 3 Pandavas got liberated, and just because they had got this thought that what would happen to the elder brother.
To my brothers, yes, brothers.
So because of that small thought, they bind auspicious karma, and to enjoy that auspicious karma, they are into now Sarvat Siddhi.
If there is no samayam or distractions, they would also got into the moksha.
Yes.
But if they are in the Sarvat Siddhi state,
yes,
right,
exactly.
They would to get rebirth as a human, and then only
then only they will get liberated. Right.
Also from there they cannot go.
No. Human life is the only way to go to liberation, and that also male human life. Okay. So
Yeah.
that is
So
very clear, and you have to become a monk, and through monk stage only you attain Aryant Avastha, and then you get liberated.
okay, sir. Vidyasagar ji Maharaj ji, we had some discussion, no, last class.
Mhm.
So, sir, is there a way to know, like, so is it he's going to be having a rebirth, or like, you know,
Yeah, he
he's
will have
to-
rebirth. Now he is in that heaven only.
Devgati
Because
is in Devgati,
yeah,
maybe high.
yeah, so heaven only. So
They
because
can
of
reach up to 16th stages only.
yes, right.
Call.
Right.
and sir, just one last question. So, it sounds like with all the, you know, from all aspects, like say Gotra Karma, Nam Karma,
Mhm.
Ayu Karma, all of these things,
Mhm.
the passions are less in the celestial beings compared to the human birth. So karma will be less, like, you know, binding
So
in the
in
celestial beings, no?
heavenly being there are 4 categories. So first 3 one are having intense passions. Okay. Only
Yeah.
the 4th one, Vaimanik Dev, they are having less passions. So they bind more auspicious karmas.
Okay, sir. Oh, thank you, sir.
But the conclusion is that whether you, in all the 4 state of existence, there are miseries existing. So it is not worth staying in this universe, in the wandering in the 4 states of existence from here to there, there to there. So best is you get out of this circle of life and death and get liberated. And the starting point for that path of liberation is the right belief. And for right belief, you need to understand the concepts given in scriptures, and then applying those concepts in our day-to-day life, you can be happy in all kinds of situation. It is not that the situation demands to you to indulge in passion, that you have to indulge in passion. You have a choice, and that choice is that you understand this thing and you will not manifest passion in those situations. So automatically your karmas will be less, and whatever you have bound earlier, they also will be with the dissociation of bondage, that also will go off and you will get liberated. So all the 4 states of existence have some kind of miseries, and that has been described here from the modification point of view. Okay, embodiment of modification point of view. And so which is the happiest state of existence? So they say that Siddh Gati, Pancham Gati, it is called the 5th stage. Actually, it is not the 5th state, but it is being uh, portrayed as a 5th state of existence, and that is Siddh Dasa, and that is there where you enjoy complete happiness. So to get liberated is the only way for us, and human life is the best chance for us. It is immaterial whether you are a male or a female, because for manifesting the right belief, everyone can do that. Male, female, both can do that. Even they can reach up to 5th stage as a female. Okay. And as a male, now is the limitation is 6th and 7th stage. You cannot go to the 8th stage now in this 5th era. Okay. So the best part is that while living as a householder, you have ample opportunities to manifest right belief just by understanding the scriptures. And over a period of 5 years, you will become an expert. Then whatever you read, you will be able to make out what the acharyas want to convey. And by understanding those principles, you will be able to make your life very happy. Now we have been almost through 2 years now. We are going to complete 2 years. And you can already see the changes in yourself. And that changes has come gradually. It's not that something has come overnight. It's gradually, and future will also be the gradual changes you will have. If you want to compare yourself, then you compare your version of yesterday with today. Don't compare with other people, because each has his own destiny, each has its own karmas, each has its own ability. So all these things are different. But when you compare yourself, what you were in the past and what you are today, you will be able to realize the changes that has undergone in you with this kind of knowledge. So now we are coming on to the most important topic, the 4 kinds of desire. And the third topic in this sequence is the general characteristics of miseries. So what Todermalji has done by describing from the karmic bondage point of view, by describing from the modification point of view, and the kind of miseries that people have suffered in different stages, now he is coming to the final conclusion, the general characteristics of miseries, where he is just limiting it to 4 kinds of desires. And with these 4 kinds of desire, each and every being in the universe has been covered. So your syllabus is reduced to these 4 kinds of desire. And to understand it, the 4 kinds of desire are the sensual pleasures, the senses or object of senses, first one. The second one is the passions. Okay. So first one is Vishay, second one is Kashai, passions. The third one is Pap, inauspicious sentiments. And the fourth one is Punya, the auspicious sentiment. Only 4 kinds. Now you bring in any kind of desire, it will fall in one of these 4 categories. So you have to just understand these 4 categories and you will have a complete understanding of the kinds of desire that we manifest from time to time. And understanding this and understanding the nature of desire that we had already discussed 3 points in the initial stage only. So just to give you that background, and here we will read the 3 causes, 3 kinds of characteristics of desire, and we come to the conclusion that it is not worth expecting anything. Expectation is the chief cause of our misery, and the desires does not get fulfilled, so you are always in misery. So you understand the nature of desire and then don't manifest desire only. And that is only possible when you engrossed yourself in the self, in your own soul, then the desire does not get manifested in the first place, and that is the proper solution. So first you identify yourself and then you get engrossed. Samjho or samajao. Samjho means understand yourself, okay? And samajao means engrossed in yourself. That is the shortest shortcut of the path of liberation. So I'll just read it right now and then I will explain. Maybe something today and something tomorrow. I'll not be able to complete the whole, but at least let's read it and I will just try to explain you the 4 kinds of desire. So Priyanka ji, you read.
Okay, sir. General characteristics of miseries. Now the general characteristics of all sorts of miseries are being described. The differentia of misery is perturbedness, and the perturbedness is caused by desire. There are 4 kinds of desires. Many kinds of desires are found in the mundane being. One type of desire is of enjoying the objects of senses, due to which one wants to know and see. For example, the desire of seeing color, listening to melody, knowing the unknown, etc. arises. No other pain is there, but so long as one does not know and see, he feels extremely perturbed. This type of desire is called carnal desire, that is Vishay Icha. The second type of desire is of acting according to one's passional emotions, due to which one wants to indulge in actions like that of harming others, humiliating others, etc. Here, no other pain is there, but so long as that work is not completed, he remains highly perturbed. This type of desire is called passional desire, that is Kashai Icha. The third type of desire is of removing those harmful causes which are met with either in the body or are external to the body, owing to the rise of pap karma. For example, on association of disease, ache, hunger, etc., the desire of removing these arises. So here one believes as this only as to be the anguish. So long as it is not removed, he remains highly perturbed. This type of desire is called the rise of vice, that is pap. In this way, all jivas feel unhappy on the rise of these three types of desires. This is assuredly misery. So shall I continue?
Yes, fourth one also.
Fourth, the fourth type of desire is produced due to some external cause, because of which one desires to act according to above three types of desires. In these three types of desires, each type of desire has many varieties. The causes of satisfaction of many varieties of desires are met with due to the rise of punya karma, but their means are not met with simultaneously. That is why, leaving indulgence in one desire, he engages himself in other desire, and afterwards leaves this also and involves himself in another one. As someone has got different kinds of things, out of them he sees any one thing. Leaving it, starts listening to melody. Again leaves it and engages himself in harming others. Leaving it, starts taking meals, or in the act of seeing only. After seeing one object, starts seeing some other object. Similarly, the desire of indulging in various types of activities arises. So this desire is called the rise of punya karmas, that is virtue. The world believes this to be the happiness, but this is not happiness. This is misery only. Because, firstly, nobody gets the means of satisfying all sorts of desires. And if in some way the resources of fulfilling the desire are met with, then their availability is not simultaneous. So long as the means of satisfying one desire is not obtained, the perturbedness due to the same continues. And after getting it means, at the same time, the desire of getting the means of another desire arises. Then it causes perturbedness. He does not remain unperturbed even for a single moment. Therefore, it is nothing but misery. Or he tries somewhat to eradicate the disease in the form of three kinds of desires. So the anguish gets somewhat reduced, but the misery is not fully removed. Therefore, it is nothing but misery. In this way, the mundane beings suffer from miseries in every respect. Further, it should be known here that the whole world is afflicted by these three types of desires, and the fourth type of desire is evolved on the rise of punya, and the bondage of punya is caused by engrossment in religious acts. But the jiva engages himself in religious acts only sometimes. Mostly, jiva indulges in sinful acts. Therefore, the fourth type of desire is found in some jivas at some time only. It is to be remembered that from the point of view of jivas having similar desires, the jiva having the fourth type of desire is said to be happy owing to the partial decrease in three types of desires. And in comparison to the jiva having fourth type of desire, the jiva having very intense desire, though found with fourth type of desire, is more miserable. Someone possesses lot of wealth and desires it too much, then he is very much perturbed. And one who has got less wealth and his desire is also less, then he is less perturbed. Or someone has got the association of disagreeable thing but has less desire of removing it, then he is less agitated. And someone has association of agreeable things, but he has more desire of enjoying them and of collecting various other things, then that jiva is more agitated. Therefore, it is to be known that happiness or misery are not dependent on external causes, but they are governed by desire.
Stop. So four kinds of desire. First one is the sensual pleasures. So the desire of seeing color, then listening to melody. So desire of seeing through eyes, listening to melody through ears, knowing the unknown, etc. So different kinds of desire arises just because to enjoy those object of senses. Okay. So there are five senses and plus there is mind. So knowing the unknown is again a desire, So no other pain is there, but so long as one does not know and see, he feels extremely perturbed. Now this perturbed is what? Akulta, anxiety, A good word would be anxiety. I generally find that in this textbook, because this was written around, I think 20 years ago, or more than that, 92. Okay. So 24 plus 8, 32 years ago. So second is 92. So it has been written before that. So it is more than 30 years, 35 years. So the language also undergoes changes as the time passes. So these words are no more in use, this perturbedness. And so although these all words are there in the dictionary, but there now we have better words. So anxiety is easily what we can connect through this perturbedness. Okay. So this anxiety, so because of desire, there is anxiety, and because of anxiety, there is misery. So you understand the whole link. It starts with the desire, the expectation, and because of that, there is anxiety, and because of anxiety, there is misery. Okay. So this is the whole connection. So now if you want to remove your miseryness, you have to remove anxiety, and to remove anxiety you have to remove the desire, and to remove desire you have to know yourself and engrossed in yourself, so desire will only not manifest. Okay, so this is the way. So this was carnal desire, the desire for enjoying the object of senses, sensual pleasures. Okay, the first one. The second one is to act according to one's passional emotions. So if you have anger, then you would like to scold others. If you have this desire of pride, then you would like to show off. If you have this desire of deceitfulness, you would like to cheat. If you have desire of greed, then you would like to have other things that are in their possession that you would like to have. So all these kinds of desire, these passional emotions, there is always anxiety there. Okay, and because of anxiety, the misery is there. So the second type of desire is of acting according to one's passional emotions, due to which one wants to indulge in actions like that of harming others, humiliating others. So harming others is because of anger, humiliating others is because of pride. Here no other pain is there, etc. Means you have to consider all kinds of passions, 25 kinds of passions. Here no other pain is there, but so long as that work is not completed, he remains highly perturbed, means highly anxious. This type of desire is called passional desire, the second one. Okay. So you can always relate with your day-to-day life what kind of desires we have in a day. And it keeps on changing. From anger, it manifests to pride, then it changes to deceitfulness, and then it changes to greed, and then all other quasi-passions that we have. So it's a never-ending story. You will not be able to act according to your passional emotions. So the best is to get rid of the desire in the first place. The third one in the category is the rise of pap karma. And owing to the rise of this pap karma, there are external associations that has come, and those associations are harmful. Those are harmful causes, okay, which are made because of the pap karma. So association of diseases, association of ache, hunger, okay. So all these arise because of the pap karma. Sata vedniya is because of punya karma. Asata vedniya is because of pap karma. So all these kind of undesirable associations you have, and So long the pap karma is there, the rise of pap karma is there, inauspicious karma is there, the problem does not go away, and you keep on suffering because of miseries. The desire of moving these arises. So here one believes this only as to be the anguish. So long as it is not removed, the pap karma is not removed, he remains highly perturbed. This type of desire is called the rise of vice or pap or inauspicious karmas. In this way, all jivas feel unhappy on the rise of these three types of desire. This is assuredly misery. There is no doubt about it. Now, coming on to the fourth kind of desire which is called punya karma or the auspicious karma. The fourth type of desire is produced due to some external cause because of which one desires to act according to above three types of desire. So three types of desire is the chief cause of our misery, and this can be satisfied only with the fourth desire, that is punya. So you desire for sensual pleasure, but without punya karma, you will not have that enjoyment of sensual pleasures. Again, you want to act according to your passions, passional emotions, but without punya karma, that cannot be fulfilled. You have passion, you have the third kind of desire of removing pap karma, but that can be removed only with punya karma. So, all these three kinds of desires are there, and that can be met when there is a rise of the fourth kind of desire, punya karma. So all the time people are longing for punya karma so that their sensual pleasures can be satisfied, their emotional passions can be satisfied, their pap karma gets removed. So these all is possible only when you have punya karma. So that is the fourth kind of desire. In these three types of desire, each type of desire has many varieties. The cause of satisfaction of many varieties of desires are met with due to the rise of punya karma, but their means are not met with simultaneously. So when the desire is there, the means are not there. And when means are there, the desire has already gone. That is why living indulgence in one desire, he engages himself in other desire. टोडरमल जी has written that झपट्टे मारता है, एक इंद्रिय के विषय को भोगता है, फिर दूसरे इंद्रिय को भोगता है, फिर उसको छोड़ के तीसरे को भोगता है. So he keeps on having desires again and again. Okay. So the cause of satisfaction of many varieties of desire are met with due to the rise of punya karma, but their means are not met with simultaneously. That is why living indulgence in one desire, he engages himself in other desire, and afterwards leave this also and involves himself in another one. As someone has got different kinds of things, out of them he sees any one thing. Living it starts listening to melody. So again the sense has changed. Again leaves it and engages himself in harming others. Now the passion has arise. Leaving it starts taking meals. Okay. So consumption, desire of consumption, or in an act of seeing only. After seeing one object, start seeing some other object. Similarly, the desire of indulging in various types of activities arises. So this desire is called the rise of punya karma. So these four kinds of desire is very important, and one desire is there. If you satisfied one desire, there is a rise of another desire. So it keeps on coming up, and you never get satisfied by fulfilling desire. First cause. The second point about desire is that the quantity of desire that one have is huge, and the material available is only 1% of that. So it will never get satisfied. The desire will not get satisfied. So this we have read in page number you can again connect to that. I will not get it here. Hindi, it would have been Hindi, I would have got it very fast because there is a particular verse in that. So we can make out, but in English they have not included that verse. Anyways, so this
if you don't mind, afterwards you can share that Hindi portion in the group.
Okay, fine. So this is the second cause, and the third one is when the desire is there, the material available is not there, and when the material is available, the desire has gone. So because of three reasons, it is not worth manifesting desires at all. So the solution would be not manifesting desire at all, and that is only possible when you engrossed yourself in yourself. Okay, so that we will discuss tomorrow. We will close here. Of course, we have read the portion, but I'll be explaining. We have just discussed the 4 desires, and the balance part I will discuss tomorrow. Okay.
Dhanyavad, sir. Thank you.
And tomorrow I will also give you your homework for Ganadhar Mulyankan, one topic to each. So you can start preparing, and then I'm planning to have it in the class live. So otherwise recording will also be okay. So we have very little time in the class. So recording only, we will get through recording only. So you just prepare and share it in the group. Okay. So those topics which are covered in the class, that has to be done initially. And then we will move on to the next chapter. There, the other Ganadhar Mulyankan topics are from the next chapter. So they have to wait till that is being taught. Okay. So
Sir, one question. Our results are out, sir, for all the papers? Or we have to wait?
not out. It's going to be on 25th.
Okay. Thank you.
Darshit, I think there is a message in the team leaders group. You can see that and share it in the group.
Okay, I'll check. I'll
Yeah.
check.
Okay.
Is it the message about the prize giving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that one
result
actually,
also they mentioned. Result also they mentioned. As sir told, it is on 25th.
25th is Sunday. So
Yeah,
Sundays
yeah.
in the evening, 7:45 p.m. it's there.
I will share, sir. It is there in the main
Group.
one.
I think I've actually shared it on our group.
Yeah, you have already shared it. So
Yeah.
it is there. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay. So निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है। 9 बार नौकार मंत्र की